Hello, everybody, and welcome. We have returned after a horrible holiday hiatus back to the Indoor Adventurers stream to bring you all sorts of mirth and merriment that you can find from any kind of D&D campaign. And I know that we are in episode 15 right now, which seems like a lot for Waterdeep, but over the holiday hiatus, I actually got us a account at podbean.com. So if you go to indooradventures.podbean.com, you can find us there. Or if you use the Podbean app, you can find us. Oh, JD, thank you so much.
JD's so good.
Yeah, so if you guys use Podbean, you can check us out there now. It's a pretty cool podcast listening app. Makes things very easy. You can download the episodes right to your phone. It's pretty radical. So it has been a while since last we left off. In the period of the break, we ended up having a stint with Santor, being able to help save the holiday spirit with the help of two very unlikely companions, our dear friends Gwen and Corey from the Monday night game. Leading up to where all of that took place, you guys had finished helping out Klee, Ghost's sister, to just become more acquainted and accustomed with the city. You ended up hooking her up with Davil's Silver Song, or Star Song, and you all decided to go to the carnival that was being held by one Zardazord, a famous carnival man of some repute. And so on the suggestion of Wolf having tried to get extra information from his purple-skinned tiefling friend Zan, you guys decided that you were going to try and rob the Sea Maiden's Fair while the carnival was going on to get this bag that had an inscription on it. And so you decided to split the party, two of you joining in with the circus to the point of actually being involved in the carnival, in the actual carnival spirit itself. Becoming clowns, fitting inside of a tiny carriage, and just all around having an enjoyable time. You decided to race your way into the back where you you decided that you were going to just sneak in as best you can, and you went all the way to the bottom hole of the ship where Wolf was shot in the back, and Hubris, you had to raise your hands up as well, and you yelled out, wait, I know Clout, before you were also gunned. Then you woke up in a very dark room, Wolf laying face down away from you, with this figure kind of looming over you, squatting down, while Ghost and KRONK were being asked to dinner by one of the captains of these sea carnival places, while you saw that Davil actually had a Zentarum tattoo on the back of his neck as he walked off with your sister. But that is when the world stood still for just a singular moment, as KRONK, you heard the clop clop cloppings of Santor arriving up upon you, and after a few hours away and getting properly Christmas drunk, you returned back to the place where you were by Ghost's side, having heard from Hubris that he and Wolf were in trouble. You smell a little bit of peppermint, which is kind of strange, but that's just the natural air of the season around you. So yeah, you guys are heading into the dining quarters, and Hubris, the taste of peppermint still fresh on your lips from a quick round of smooches with our Eladrin Paladin from the Monday night show. You are currently unbound, laying on the ground as this figure kind of touches his face, where you had hit him on your way out the door the first time. And he has your firing arm still in his hands. Well, I was not expecting something like this. He's just kind of rubbing his cheek. But I digress. Where did you get this? And he's kind of just like holding your pistol.
Would you believe me if I said I found it in a pawn shop?
Depends on the pawn shop and where you want to go. But I also have another question. Because there are parts of what is mine, attached to what I am assuming, parts of what you found at this pawn shop. And you are also going pretty deep in my ship. You're also wearing my clothes, which I would like to point out. You did very good at clowning.
I'm experienced in a little bit of clowning.
So, we seem to have at least some common footing. Do you mind being a little bit more honest?
Do you mind if I sat up?
Go for it.
Just sits up. Okay. So, the first piece, well, the second piece where you claim it's yours, found in the street somewhere, in the gutter.
You do realize that you are not in a position to be telling so many lies. And he points your rifle down towards Wolf.
No, I'm not actually lying. I did find it in the street, in the gutter.
And yet I still don't believe you. See, one of my men has gone missing. One of my weapons is unaccounted for. You have this weapon now accounted for. It is in my possession. So, I'd very much like for you to stop telling lies and tell me, where did it is that you got this weapon from? And you hear him click back the hammer on the piece that's pointing down towards Wolf.
I need my notebook because I can't remember for the life of me those cross streets. It was like shrimp and something. Yeah, here resist goes. Okay. So, I found that particular item. Pistol, I guess? That's what we'll call it?
Sure.
Yeah. So I found that particular item after a night out on the dock ward. There was a pile of paste next to it, which, well, I would assume would be one of your men. The guards were coming, it was shiny. I grabbed it and ran.
All right. So question 2. If you did just pick this up, what were you doing in the hull of my ship?
Would you believe me if I said we're just some intrepid young adventurers out for a mystery?
Well, I would by chance believe you, but nonetheless, the only reason that you are here right now, you know the dragon, yes? My man who captured you, he said that you knew Klauth?
Yeah.
So you know him.
He's not in trouble, is he?
The dragon?
Wait, what? Why are you calling him the dragon?
We are talking about the same person, right?
Yeah.
Klauth? Klauth and
Klauth?
Vale, ancient red dragon.
What?
You're talking about the same. You told my man before he knocked you unconscious that you knew a Klauth.
I said I knew a clout.
And he just kind of puts his hands together. One moment.
Okay.
And you see him walk out, like just stand up and then put his fingers towards the side of his head. We shall sort this whole thing out momentarily.
Thumbs up.
Now, I would like to say, hopefully you do know this man, this dragon. Because then I won't have to make you like I made your friend. And you see him kind of like pull up Wolf's hair and then just drop his head down, and you just see Wolf's face pass into the ground.
Well, have fun doing your thing. I'll see you in a bit.
I don't know what you're talking about. We are right here. We are having this conversation.
I thought you were leaving to go take care of someone.
No, you'll be here shortly, I assure you.
Oh, okay.
Somebody comes in. You see this human male kind of walk in through the door. And this figure stands up to the back of where you are. They pass through these wrought iron bars. And he just looks over at this one who came in. And Hubris, you recognize this individual as the one that had been attacking both you and Wolf down in the hole. And he looks at that one, and then what languages do you speak?
Infernal and Common.
Okay, yeah. So they start speaking in a language that is unrecognizable to you. And it seems to get kind of heated, and the figure points over towards you, and the other human kind of like points over to you, and his voice also gets a little heated as they kind of just exchange words back and forth. And then you see the one that's kind of been with you this whole time kind of like nod, takes a few nods of acceptance, and then you see it. It's almost like he's pulling a dagger out of completely thin air, just from his side. And before you even know what's going on, you see that it's already hilt deep in this other figure's gut. And this figure just starts repeatedly stabbing this tall figure that had been guarding downstairs until eventually they just collapse onto the ground. Still barely moving, and then in common he says, "And clean yourself up and get out of here." You see the figure just kind of like nod and then just shuffle out of the room. And the man, who you assume to be this Zardoz fellow, the ringleader of the circus, just wipes away the blood from his knife, and then you just see him put it into a pocket around his side. So, it would appear as if my informant had the wrong name that he gave me, or that he heard. Either way, it was inexcusable, so he has been paid a lesson.
I'd hate to see what you do with terminations.
It's all right. Hopefully you won't have to. But at the same time, I mean, you kind of have one on your hands already. And he points over towards Wolf.
Yeah. So, between you and me, if I wanted to get out of here alive, with as minimal lacerations to my body as possible, how would one do so?
Give me all the information that I need to know. Then maybe you keep your life.
Sounds fair. So, have you ever heard of the Zentarum?
Everyone has heard of the Zentarum.
Yeah. So apparently, somebody was killing their men out on the dock ward using a one of those pistols. I was hired to investigate who was out there doing so. Kind of found your man. Tried to chase him down, and some red scarfed masked person jumped from the roof and like eviscerated him. So I don't know what the fuck was that all about. I grabbed his gun and I sort of grafted it onto mine. It looked hella sweet. To be frank.
So, what is your name? What is the name I may call you by?
Hubris. I like from my sitting position, like politely.
He does not go to take your hand.
Yeah.
So, Hubris, let me get this straight. First off, you tell me that you found my firearm in a gutter and you don't know where it came from. Now, under threat of your life, you're telling me something completely different. It's very hard to do business with a liar, Hubris. Do you understand this?
I've been told so, yes.
Well, you want to leave this place with as few lacerations as you put it? I have one option. And he looks at the firearm that you've grafted onto, that you've had that's been grafted on with his weapon. He looks at it. I'm going to keep this. Seeing as how you found this in a gutter, I also found this in a gutter somewhere. Now, as far as getting out with lacerations, there's something that I can't really do. And you see him rear back with the butt of your gun, and he just cocks you in the face. And you feel you've already been shot, you've been hurt, you've been injured, and you kind of like fall down onto the ground, and he steps onto your right hand, and the heel of his boot just digs in as you can feel the bones in your hand actually starting to crack under the pressure from his boot. And he just leans down to you and says, I want you to know I'm doing this because I care. And he just rears back and just begins punching you in the face over and over and over using the butt of this gun. And as your vision begins to fade, the only thing that you can really see that isn't completely covered in red is just this wide smile of pearly white teeth and a single glinting eye that seems to be reflecting the moonlight as he just calmly continues to punch until eventually you hear a loud cracking noise and your vision goes black. Ghost and KRONK, you guys are out at dinner with the ship captain, dressed in your fanciest clothes. What a good time. All right, so the ship captain ends up coming into the dining area, and he just looks over and says, take a seat, anywhere you want.
Real quick,
Yep.
how'd I come back?
So
Came back in with a taste of peppermint, and now I'm walking into the dining room.
yes, it was exactly like you had left. You just gained additional knowledge.
Okay. I guess I'll, unless the captain is, I'll pull out Ghost's chair for her.
Yeah, he's walking over to a little wine cabinet, and he starts pulling out bottles and asking, white, red.
White, please.
Nods and continues about what he's doing.
As I'm pushing her in, I'm like, the boys are in trouble.
What? How do you know?
No time right now. Excuse yourself.
Excuse me, Klar, was it? Klarr
Besham. Yes.
Klar, before we start dinner, would you mind if I excuse myself to the ladies' room?
Oh, yeah, be my guest. You're muted.
I don't know how I did that. I didn't touch anything. Which way would that be?
It's 2 decks down.
Oh.
Yeah, it's towards the bow of the ship.
That's the front.
Yes.
Thank you. And I stand back up and I give him a little curtsy and walk back out the door with KRONK.
Lump, lump, lump.
Okay. The captain just sort of, no one ever wants to stay for dinner. Like he just goes, then you just hear a bottle being opened as you guys leave out the aft castle opening.
So, as we're walking.
Okay. And KRONK just immediately starts, and he's like, there was Santar, and he snatched us out of space and time, and then we went and I fought with Gwen, and we drank some hot cocoa, and Hubris said they were in trouble, but he didn't give me any hints of what was going on. And then, we fought the Egg Naga after we slayed some goblins, and, and Hubris was smoochy with a orange elf, but she wasn't orange anymore. She was the spirit of Christmas. Crit mass. And hence they're in trouble.
Okay. Well, I know you don't have that big of an imagination, so they didn't say where they were?
No, he didn't even say what kind of trouble.
Great. I'm glad that we are working with professionals. I guess let's start looking. They were below deck, right?
And that was the plan.
All right. So down we go. And as we're walking, I'm going to take my dagger from my boot, and I'm going to rip my dress right under my corset and like tear it off so that I'm just kind of wearing like fishnets and my undies.
Okay.
So it looks like I'm in more of like a performer's outfit with the corset and...
Okay. Make a deception check.
A deception check. I don't know if I'm good at that. Let's find out.
It's easy to find out with D&D Beyond.
Right?
Exactly.
That's an average roll of 10.
All right, so your average roll of 10. Yeah, I mean, you do it. You cut it real well. Mm-hmm. You think it's passing as like a performance style gear.
Yeah. I'm going to take off my bustle and put on my gauntlets so that I have a weapon.
Okay.
And then I'm going to attempt to find the boys.
Okay, so these boats are actually very, very busy right now. The carnival is ending, but it's a lot of people going through the process of putting things away, actually being able to maneuver all of the different animals and everything like that back onto the ship is proving to be a pretty sizable affair. Like there are a lot of people, a lot of moving parts to be able to actually get this going. I always forget that it is in a different part of the book. So yeah, you guys are going to go out and start looking around. But as you get towards the back of the ship, you are stopped by workers who don't recognize you necessarily, and they kind of stop you where you are and just say, excuse me, ma'am, you can't be back here.
Performers, right?
Special guest to the captain.
I didn't see you perform tonight. Are you a new act?
We're trying to work our way onto the boat. And the captain, Captain Klee, suggested that we meet with the head of the circus.
Oh, you're meaning Mr. Zardoz.
Of course.
All right. I could go and try and find him for you if you'd like.
Well, I was told where he was, below deck.
Oh, it's funny. He's not usually below deck. He's usually up top greeting people. Yeah. If you know where he is, I can take you there.
Well, that's what he's for.
He knows the layout of our boats?
Of course.
Huh. Make a deception check.
With advantage? Can I help?
It would normally be at disadvantage, so you helping is just going to be a flat roll on this.
Okay. 17.
Okay. Yeah, so you seem pretty convincing, so he just kind of nods and points you in the general direction of where the stairs are going to be. And that's it for that guy. He doesn't really seem to give you guys much of a mind. And so you end up going downstairs from the Orlop deck into the upper hold once again. And you can see that there are, again, just people putting away a lot of carnival gear. Although this time you can see that to the back of the stairs. So as you come down the stairwell, to your right, there are just cages of what look to be about a dozen different animals. You see that there is a tiger, there's an owl bear, there's a vulture, there are several monkeys, there are just lots of different animals. But you do not see head or tail of Hubris or wolf.
I would say we should make a distraction, but I'm not sure what the problem is or what danger they might be in. So perhaps we should, well, if we release some of these animals, then it create quite a disturbance. But I don't know what they're into, and I don't know where they are. So
We knew the bag was at the hold of the ship, and we knew they was clowns. So what do you make of that?
Well, my first thought is that if they are in trouble, they'll be in some sort of brig, the jail of the boat. So perhaps we should start there and work our way down?
Sounds good.
All right. I'm going to look around. Are there any, any people around that look to be timid?
Make a perception check.
It's a 25.
Okay, you would know that the majority of people on this deck are not timid based on your general read of them, as most of them are handling dangerous animals, so it's very difficult for that. Like, if they know that if they show any sign of like, oh yeah, kitty, please don't eat me, the cat's totally gonna eat them because, it showed weakness. So most of the people on this deck are very much just exuding an air of confidence about them as they maneuver these different animals. And you see that there is one individual who's just carrying boxes. He doesn't look like he's part of the whole animal crew. He is just taking this box, and he seems to be coming towards you guys to try and walk past you, possibly on his way up or down the stairs.
Okay. I'm going to, as he walks by, kind of just touch his arm.
Okay. He turns quickly away from you and just kind of like looks you,
I'm so sorry. Must say I'm a bit lost. I was looking to go below deck, and can you help me, please?
Make a persuasion check.
That's 12.
Okay. So let's see what this guy's. Yeah. He just looks at you and just says, "Look, if you want to go below deck, there's another. The stairs are right there, lady." And he just continues walking past you.
Well. All right. I'm going to go to those stairs.
Okay. So yeah, you.
How tall is this chamber?
This chamber is only about 10 feet tall.
How tall is Kronk?
8.
Okay. So as we're moving through, I'm gonna kind of pull him and just just say to him, so if anybody starts getting suspicious of us, just lift me up in the air and like start spinning me around like we're practicing an act, okay?
Gotcha.
So yes, like to continue down the stairs.
So, as you guys continue down to the next flight of stairs, you see that there is actually, like, as you guys are about to go down the flights of stairs, you hear a, "Hey, you can't go down there!" And it's another human man that just kind of comes up to you guys and just says, "Even for performers, that area is off limits."
Oh, is it? I'm sorry. I was told go below deck, and this is the only staircase I saw.
Well,
You're supposed to meet up with Zardon.
well, if he was meeting you, he'd probably meet you on his own ship.
Well, they said there was some sort of disturbance.
I didn't hear anything about that. Show went off without a hitch.
Well, yes, I'm sure it wasn't the show that was the problem. Are you security?
One of them.
And you don't know what's going on?
No.
Well.
Because if there was a problem, we would have heard about it.
Well, maybe your communication isn't as good as you thought it was, because we heard about it.
Or you said you are. Sorry.
Captain's
What did
missed
what did the captain want to see you for?
No, not the captain.
Captain of the
ringmaster.
fair. Yeah, the ringmaster.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. No, he wanted us, we're to be sent below. We're new muscle on the ship.
And he just kind of looks at you and just, we kind of have a policy, nothing personal, but,
But?
how do I put this? If you were on the crew or one of the performers, you'd be a human man, unless we heard otherwise. And I haven't been debriefed on any new whatever it is you got going on joining the crew, so if you could please leave this area.
How many people are in this area?
There are about 8 different people, all moving different animals, as well as several people moving boxes.
Okay. I'm gonna start walking away from him.
Okay.
And I linger stare like you just screwed up, buddy. and then follow her.
Well, shit. Do you have any ideas?
Start the whole place on fire.
It's a boat. It's metal.
Is it?
No.
Oh, JK.
Okay.
Have we seen any other ways to get downstairs?
It looks like currently that it would be just those flights of stairs and then a set of stairs to the back that also looks like it has somebody standing near it.
Pause.
So.
The animals didn't seem like they were wild, so I mean, I don't think letting them loose here is gonna do much.
Mm-hmm.
But fire on a boat is a bad thing.
Yeah, but I don't want to start a fire on the boat. Do I have... don't have anything up. Shit. And we didn't see any other ways down outside
No.
of this? Did they go through the animals? I don't know that.
Nope.
I wouldn't know.
Yeah. I mean, I watched the episode, but I don't know.
I wonder if I can ask for guidance. That's not very helpful. When did God ever do anything for me?
So the character with the flaming eye.
Yeah. Well, shit. don't have any way of disguising us. All of the performers were humans?
Yeah. All except for the one tiefling.
Okay, I'm gonna go out and like not in this room anymore, and try and find someone who I can speak to that looks like they're on the crew.
Okay. Yeah. Make a. I mean, it's pretty easy. You don't have to make a check for this. There are crew members on the boats. So yeah, you eventually find one who has just gotten done putting their box down, and are currently on. They look like they're about to go and help somewhere else, but you could probably catch them now if you would like.
Oh, excuse me.
Yes.
I was wondering if you can help me. I'm looking for the Majesty, the tiefling, who is doing all the.
Oh yes. He gets many admirers. He sleeps on the other boat. You could possibly go and ask for his name over there. They could probably send you in the right way.
He's not on this boat anymore?
No, he does not sleep on this boat.
Oh, but the show is just over. He's not still here?
He's helping out, taking down the trapeze, rolling up the tent. All of that is on the Hellraiser.
That's the boat we're on, right? No, we're on the other one.
You are on the Heartbreaker.
Shit, this plan isn't working either. Okay, thank you.
Yes, no problem. Did you enjoy this show?
Of course I did.
Ah, well.
The clowns were my favorite part.
There were some new ones in there. I had not seen them before, but their performance was fresh. It was a fresh take.
I've realized that a lot of your the shipmates and the performers are human, and two tieflings seemed out of place. No offense.
Oh, it's not taken. Sometimes Zardoz sees talent in individuals and takes them.
What's he like?
Zardoz?
Yes.
He's smart. He's a businessman. He's an entertainer. Just wants to see people smile.
Oh,
like
that's so
seeing
sweet.
happy people.
Is he human as well?
Yes.
Does he have a... Anyways, sorry. All right. Well, he's not on this ship, right? I'm sure he has his own.
Well, he's finished being the ringmaster for tonight, so he's going to probably take whatever money was given on the ship and then count it out to make sure we all get paid.
Because I have kind of my friend and we have an act, and we kind of would like to speak with him to show him. He wouldn't be around now, or would it be bothering him?
He is currently not around now, and we are looking for acts in the spring. So if you just want to come again next spring, we will be having auditions open in the harbor, and then you can come. Make sure that your act is fresh and new, and then we shall see about getting you onto a ship.
Oh, that's lovely. Thank you very much. Which way's out?
He just...
Are we on the deck?
Yeah, you were on the deck,
Oh,
so he
okay.
just kind of points off to the dock.
Yeah. All right. Is there a lot of hustle and bustle going around right now?
There was, but now that you guys have kind of gone below the ship decks, come up, rooted around a little bit more, you're some of the last remaining people on the deck who are not workers.
Back to dinner, maybe.
Well, if they're in danger, we should do something about it, but I don't know what.
Without fire or punching, I don't think we're
Right.
gonna get down there.
I mean, I don't know if there'd be some sort of stairwell or some back corner where we could just kill someone and get down.
It's all right by me.
So we we were on the deck. We went in through where they left, right?
Yeah.
And then they went somewhere else. We don't know. We went up, right?
You guys had seen, so when you came in through the aft castle entrance, you didn't see you didn't see that there were any other stairs to go down, whereas your other party members had found a different way versus the stairs that you did. Yeah.
Right. Shit. I guess let's see if we can find a different way down, because we have to get down there. Otherwise, they're probably dead. They might be dead now. If they're dead, I'm not bringing anyone back to life. I'm just gonna say it right now.
Punch a hole in the side, let the whole thing go down. We swim away.
Yep. We can totally do that. So I'm gonna go and I'm gonna try and. I would like to use my survival skills to try and figure out the way this ship works and see if I can find a different way down besides through the animals. I don't know if that's gonna work.
Okay.
So yeah, I would like to try and search for another hallway or something that we haven't gone down yet.
Or a hatch, or a hold, or...
Yeah. So make a stealth check.
Okay.
As you guys are, again, kind of Scooby-Dooing it around on the boat.
Yeah. It's 11.
Okay.
Yeah. Less than that.
Okay. So yeah, you guys get to the end of this hallway. On the main deck. Where is it? Yeah, on the Orlop deck. And as you get to the back where you had seen those two kind of disappear into earlier, you see that on the walls are different are the depictions of different acts. So like, for example, there is one that looks like a trapeze artist mid swing. There's another that looks like the happy sad clown face. That you would know to be the clown's room. You can see that there's one that looks like a guy like putting his head into the mouth of a lion that you would assume is the animal beast tamers. And then when you get to the back of this deck, you see that there is on one side what looks to be a humanoid, like holding onto a set of bars, and it just says Brig above it in common. And then on the other side, you can see that there is another room that looks like a shield and sword, and it says Armory.
Oh, did we walk by this the first time and I just didn't notice it?
No, you guys just didn't go this way.
Oh, I was like,
I was gonna say I remember them seeing these, but I don't remember us seeing them.
Right. No, we did, because we walked by the clowns when they were undressing, remember?
Oh yeah.
All right, so I'm going to outside of are there a lot of people in this hallway?
It looks like most of them have cleared out.
Okay.
So it's just like you two, and then you see that there are two people leaving from this hallway.
Okay. If they're not looking at us, I'm just gonna drop to the ground, and like get right next to the door, and try to, like get not under it, but like get my face next to it so I can, I don't know, see if I can smell them if they're in there or hear them.
Okay.
Friends.
Make a perception check.
Okay. That's a 9.
Okay. Yeah, you don't really smell a whole lot coming from the other side. There is a bit of an iron smell that you're getting, but you're pretty sure that it's just the like the bars that they would use for a brig.
There's no sounds that I can hear?
You hear that there is a little bit of a muffled sound. It sounds kind of repetitive. It doesn't sound like words or anything like that.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna stand back up as quietly as I can and kind of lean over to Kronk, get right next to him, and have him come down. All right, we are going to play this one of two ways. Either we go in there, close the door, and try to apprehend anyone who's in there as quietly and quickly as possible, or I'm going to try and talk my way out of this. Okay?
Give me the signal.
All right. What do you want the signal to be?
Let's dance.
All right. I'm going to grab the handle and see if it, turn it a little bit and see if it's locked.
Yeah, you go to turn the handle, and it does not turn. The door seems to be locked.
What, is it a wooden door?
It is a wooden door.
I couldn't try and pick the lock, right?
You could.
If I could?
Yeah,
Okay.
you could if you wanted.
Sure.
Yeah. All right, so this is going to be do you have thieves' tools?
I don't have these tools. I have alchemist supplies.
Okay. So this is going to be a sleight of hand check with a very high DC.
Fuck me. Okay. Nope. I rolled a 4.
All right. So yeah, you are just using the nails on your gauntlet to try and just pick the inside of the lock. And you're making a decent bit of noise while you're doing so. You're not being very stealthy about it at all. But then as you continue to kind of fiddle with it, the door actually, you see the handle actually turn.
Okay, I'm gonna stand up right away.
Okay. So then the door opens inward and face just kind of pokes out, and it is the ringleader, or the ringmaster of the circus. And he just, can I help you?
Hi. Yes, actually, we were looking for you.
Oh, what can I do for you? And he quickly kind of slides out of the door and just pulls the door closed behind him.
Well, we are, first of all, I'm sorry, I was told that there was a disturbance and you had to deal with it. They said you would be on the other boat, and then someone else said that you might be here, so it's this kind of, anyways. We have an act that we were told we could present to you.
Did they tell you about the policy about only accepting acts in the spring?
Yes, but they also said that if you liked it or if you saw it, you could tell us, as you could give us notes on it, so that if we applied in the spring, we'd have a better chance of getting in.
That makes sense.
Thanks.
Yes. Well, if you would like, we can go out onto the deck, and then you can show me this act. Do you need setup? Is there a lot that goes with this? Or...
Not a ton. We do need just a little bit of time. Is there a place that I could get changed?
Yes. Just take your pick. Any of these rooms, you can change in.
Oh, I didn't want to. If anyone is in there, I didn't want to step in.
No, it's fine. If they're in there, just change anyways.
Oh.
It's fine.
Okay. I'm going to open the door as close to, is there one across the hall? That's not the armory?
Yes, there was another one, and that was actually the clown room.
Okay. I'm going to knock on the clown room door. I'm going to... when I mark the scent, is it super obvious that I'm doing that?
Yeah, you get pretty up close. You could try and make a stealth check with it, but typically it is a kind of noticeable thing.
Okay, because I think I have... let me just read it again, because I think I have to be within 5... Wait, let's see. Okay. So to make this end. I have to be within 10 feet of it, so I don't have to be really close to them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Then I'm not going to do that because if it's really obvious, I don't want to give away our hand. So I'm going to. Will you meet us out on the deck? I promise
sure.
It won't be that long. I just have to.
Yes, that's fine. I should try and just be quicker about it.
Yes, of course.
It's 5 minutes.
Of course.
We should
Thank
see
you
you in 5 minutes.
So
Otherwise,
much.
I will come back and
Yes.
see
Yes.
what's taking
Thank
so
you.
long.
Yes.
No, it's no problem.
Thank you so much. And I'm gonna bow as I knock on the door to the clown room.
Yeah, you don't get a response of
Okay.
anybody being inside.
I'll open it up.
Yeah. You see that there are piles of clothes that are just kind of placed throughout the rooms. Make a perception check.
Math 13.
All right. So with that 13, you actually do see what looks to be Hubris's set of clothes
Okay.
that are just still kind of piled up in the ground. And Wolf, you didn't change your clothes when you went out clowning.
That's right. He was
Yeah.
the vagrant hobo.
Yep.
Yep.
All right. Then I am going to close the door most of the way, and I'm gonna listen for him to go down the hallway.
Okay. Yeah, and he does.
Okay.
Yeah, he eventually just goes out.
Okay. So once he's clear, I'm Kronk, grab Hubris's clothes. Those boots are his as well. I know they're. Just grab them. And then I'm going to slide back to the other door and see if it's unlocked.
Okay. Yeah, it does not. It does not appear to have been locked.
Okay. Kronk, watch the door.
Got it.
And then I'm gonna have you come inside and watch the door,
Okay.
so that you're not standing in the doorway. I'll close the door to the clown's room as well, so that it looks like we're in there still.
Okay.
So yeah, I'll go inside.
All right. Yeah. So you enter into this staging area, and when you come into to the brig, you can see that there is what looks to be a very inebriated halfling, just kind of sitting on the ground, just rocking his head back and forth in the middle of this chamber. I already said I was sorry and I was gonna pay money. I didn't mean it caused nobody no harm.
All right, I don't have a lot of time. He is sitting in the middle of the.
Yeah, he's just kind of sitting in the middle of this brig space.
Okay, is it just an open room?
Yeah.
Or are there bars?
There,
Okay,
I mean,
there are no
there's
bars.
bars separating. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, so he is in a
He's in just
room
this
with
back
bars.
cell. Yeah.
Okay.
And nobody else.
Yeah, it's just him.
Okay, I'm gonna walk into the room and I'm going to I am going to ignite one of my claws. And I'm going to ba 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 ba. That's not in there. So I'm gonna where is it? Anyways, I'm gonna invoke my Crimson Right, and I'm going to walk up to the bars, and I'm going to can I grab him? Is he close enough?
He's sitting about 5 feet back. You could probably reach out and grab him, or at least convince him to come a little bit closer and then grab him. Yeah.
Yes, I would like to do that.
Okay, just.
I don't have a lot of time, little one. So you tell me now, and you tell me the truth. Was anyone else in this room besides that human that just left?
There's 3 humans. They're all going like this in front of him.
There was no one else.
I didn't see nobody.
I'm going to try to intimidate him.
Okay. Make an intimidation check.
I would like to do so by... I have him with my one hand, and I'm going to grab his hand with my other ignited hand.
Okay.
So I'm going to straight up hurt this dude.
Oh my god. Sure.
Yeah, why not? Intimidation. Investigation is a 12.
Okay. Roll with advantage because you're physically hurting this guy.
Mm-hmm. No, that's at advantage.
Oh, okay. Got it. Roll a d4 to determine the fire damage that you are inflicting on this dude's hand.
That's a 2.
All right. So he takes 2 points of fire damage as you continue to burn his hand, and he just looks at you and just says, "I'm shooting straight with you, ma'am. I didn't see anybody but the cap. It's the ship, man."
All right, I'm going to throw him back down.
Okay. Yeah, he just kind of crumples down onto the floor, and he's just hot, kind of trying to blow out his hand a little bit, just rubbing it as it seems to have gotten a pretty nasty burn on it.
While she was doing that, I kind of look around for like a secret panel or, a hatch in the floor or something that might lead somewhere else.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
so make a investigation check.
15.
Okay. Yeah, so with a 15, you search around this brig and you do not find any secret doors. And you do a pretty thorough check. You knock your fist against all of the wood linings and you don't even hear a sound for like a hollow spot. You've thoroughly investigated this area, but there just doesn't seem to be anything else.
Running out of time.
All right, let's go. I'm going to crack the door a tiny, tiny bit to see out if there's anyone in the hallway.
There is currently... Let's see. Yeah, there is not anybody currently in the hallway.
All right, we're going to shift out into the hallway, and I'm going to, shit. I'm going to, take all the bobby pins out of my hair, basically, so it free flows.
Mm-hmm.
And then, all right, as we're walking down, I'm gonna be like, all right, KRONK, I'm just gonna go off what you do, okay?
All right.
So you lift me and throw me and do stuff, and then at the end, I'm gonna lift you up, okay?
Perfect.
All right. And I'm gonna turn off my, how many times do I get that? I forget. My crimson, right?
You have it as long as you have HP.
How many
you can
times can
pick
I
on-
do it, though? I can turn it on and off?
Yeah, but then you lose HP the entire.
Right. Okay. All right, cool. So I'm gonna turn it off before we get out there. All right, just don't grab me by the hands, okay?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So we're gonna walk back on deck.
Yeah, Zardoz is waiting there.
All right. Shit, I'm gonna turn to him. What was your name in the circus?
KRONK.
Do you have a performing name?
KRONK Gorblatz.
All right.
He was a slave.
But you didn't have the magnificent KRONK.
No.
All right.
Gorblatz isn't enough.
Yeah. Okay. Fine. I'm just gonna come out and stand there and move my hands and say, "Prepare yourselves for the ghostly Gorblatz, the fire spinner, and the strong man." And I'm gonna turn around and look at him and go, not so he can see it, but I'm just like,
Mm-hmm.
And I lean in. I'm like, "You're going up in the air. And
All
you're
right.
going round and round. So light it up."
all right. So I'm gonna wait until I'm up in the air and we do a couple things before I ignite my hands.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
That.
so yeah, I'll basically I'll scoop her up on one arm and then grab her feet with my other hand and then sort of do a hoist her into the air with this arm and then with both hands vault her up so she's spinning this way.
Oh, okay.
Round and round, not end over end, but in a round.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
round. So ballerina style.
Okay. Make an athletics check.
All right. Bam. Okay. Don't fail me now. Okay. 19.
All right, 19 is good. All right, so Ghost, make a this will be an acrobatics check.
Of course it is. It absolutely makes the most sense.
Yep. To do acrobatic like wonders.
No.
to 5.
Okay. So yeah, you toss her up in the air for her to do these corkscrews, and after about 2 or 3, you just see her arms go wide as the centrifugal motion just seems to get too much as your center of balance kind of fumbles. KRONK, make a dex save to try and grab Ghost from falling.
All right. Nat 20.
Nice.
Oh God. Whew.
So yeah,
Thank you, Dragon Tooth.
so yeah, Ghost, you start falling, and Zazor just kind of like looks at you, his eyes wide, as you begin your descent, and then KRONK, you catch her, and it looks totally planned the way that he catches you,
Like a knee slide and
yeah.
grab. All right. And then I put her on her feet, and if she's woozy at all, I kind of, use my huge mitt to steady her so she can stay standing.
I was like, all right, just put me on your shoulders now. Don't do that again. And I'll be if he puts me on his shoulders, I'll ignite my hands and start doing like the raver thing.
Okay. And you see Zazor just puts his hand up and just shakes his head and just, there's a lot that you will need to work on if you wish to showcase this again in the spring. When your friend is throwing you up in the air, the catch, it looked nice. But your whole spin, not as magnifique. The hand motions going in front of your face. Also, that we want a grand spectacle, not a one-on-one performance.
Right. Okay. So more wide arm things, maybe throwing things on fire.
It's probably not for our circus.
Oh.
The whole fire
worship.
thing is
Yes.
very dangerous. Maybe on the shore, you could possibly find that, but I don't think for the carnival
Right. Okay.
proper.
So kind of an overhaul. Got it. Okay. Right.
Is there anything else that I can help you with?
I don't think so. KRONK.
And I guess KRONK will try to whip out a performance real quick with weapons.
Okay.
Try to do a quick, scimitars and/or big blade winging around sort of deal, just to kind of like we are performers.
Yeah.
Totally upstaging me.
Try to sell it. All right. So performance check.
Yes.
14, 3, 17.
Okay. So with a 17, you managed to do a lot of these blade flourishes, and Sizord seems a bit more impressed with your wielding of weapons than he was with the acrobatics you guys tried putting on. And he just sort of looks at you and just, again, not exactly what we have in our circus, but I'm sure that there is a pit somewhere with your name on it. Honestly, no pointers. That was this is incredible.
Yep, that was good.
I was in a show before.
It makes sense. Showmanship runs in the veins.
Would he know the people that you ran with before?
And I'll let him know the name of the circus I was with, the troupe and whatnot.
Where did you guys typically do your performances? Would it be like Sword Coast, northern Sword Coast, southern Sword Coast?
So I assume, because slavery is south, that's where somebody picked me up at some point, and then we traveled north, and we made our way through Waterdeep. So.
Okay. Yeah. He also got a nat 20 on his history check. Yeah, he has heard of them, and he lets you know that he even says, thankfully they haven't been seen coming up towards Waterdeep or Luskin area, just because that's more of an thing. That's not so much of a thing that they like to do here in the Sword Coast area. But he offers you his condolences for being part of a slavers group.
I you look confused, but I kind of nod.
All right. Well, thank you, and I guess that's all we had.
Think we're good.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Yeah, so he just kind of bids you farewell, and then you see him going off onto one of the other ships. And he begins talking amongst the other dock workers. And you guys are just kind of left standing on the bow of the Heartbreaker. Or on the deck.
Well, I
the
guess whatever
Heartbreaker.
trouble they got into, they weren't arrested in the brig. I wish he had told you more.
Yeah, I don't know.
Otherwise-
I got nothing
All right.
other than punch a hole in the side or start it on fire.
I don't think that's the best. They probably have prepared for that because it is a big wooden ship. So let's just, I guess, head back.
All right. And then we're walking away.
I guess, yeah.
At some point as we're walking away, Kronk would say something like, "What about Zentarum folk? Maybe they know something."
That's a good idea. Let's go see if we can find... Nope. Let's not go find my sister, and I don't want to know what they're doing right now, but let's find one of the Zent agents if we can. So yeah, we'll exit the boat, and I am going to attempt to find a Zent agent that I don't know a lot of them, right? I'd have to go all the way back to...
But you know where Zerology is. He's at the shop, the herbalist shop.
Yeah, but that would be a long trek. If they're in trouble, we need to stay close.
All right.
Do I know anyone in this area? Have I met any Zents in this area?
Along the dock ward, you don't believe that you have any direct Zent contacts. The closest one that you're thinking of might be Nubtooth, who lives more towards the City of the Dead.
Mm-hmm. Okay, but they are everywhere. I'm just gonna make perception checks and see if I can find someone with a tattoo. Like,
Okay,
as we're walking to where I know
Yeah.
someone is.
make a perception check.
+3, I believe. Oh, +6. 21.
Okay.
21.
Yeah, so as you're going about, you end up seeing the Zent agent that was the one who initially brought Hubris in. The sandy-haired, blonde, Aluskan-looking male, whose name was Merrick, or at least the name that he had given you. And he just seems to kind of be out perusing the night market.
I'm going to... well, I don't have anything to hook my gauntlets onto, and I'm walking around without pants on, so...
It's also getting very cold
Yes.
as you guys
My-
are heading in towards winter.
My cloak.
Oh, you want me to just... I'll swing his cloak around and have, like, sort of one of those, like, fancy open fronts, like
Okay.
the ladies do, if you will. I mean, like, I guess it'd fit all the way around me, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Probably fit around me twice. All right, yeah, so...
You have it flapped over like a big, front flap
Yeah.
overcoat. Cape.
I'll hook my gauntlets onto my belt so they're on my back. And I'll kind of just touch him on the shoulder if he doesn't see me right away.
Yeah.
Does he know me?
He does not.
Okay.
And he does not seem to take notice of you. So when you go and touch him on the shoulder, he just, he kind of like rears back a little bit from being touched by a stranger that he didn't see. But then he ends up seeing you and just, can I help you?
Sorry, do I know him?
You would not know him personally, no.
Oh, okay.
You just knew you recognized his face, and saw that he also has a tattoo of a snake on his arm.
It's a snake, right?
Yes.
They never told me any signals, right? So I don't know. Are we in a crowded place? Yeah, I know. I don't want to.
You are, but it's one of those like no one is really paying attention to anybody else other than themselves in this crowd.
Okay. Sorry to bother you. I just recognized you from days past, and I believe you know one of my friends.
Well, I know a lot of people.
His name's Hubris.
Oh. Yeah, I know him. I know of him. Why? What'd he do?
Well, I'm not sure. That's the thing. I can't seem to find him.
Okay. Do you want me to like put a word out for him or something? I haven't seen him since that night, really.
What night?
The night that I got him to, or that he himself chose to become Zen. One of us.
Right. Well, do you know anyone else in the area? Do we have anyone on the boats?
The
circus boats.
Circus boats.
What? Oh, I don't think so.
Do you know anything?
I know a few things. I know where to find things. I know, like you need a potion. I know where you could get a potion. Go to Schimo's bottle shop.
I'm sorry. Have you been to Potion Pete's?
Did you not hear about Potion Pete's? It closed down. Schimo's took him over.
What is Pete doing now?
It's fuck all if I know. Schimo's one of us, so he cuts us a pretty decent deal. Offers good work.
Good to know. Anyways, I think that he might have gotten into, my friend, Hubris, not Pete, might have gotten into some trouble on the boat, and I'm trying to locate him. Would there be any resources in the dock ward that would help me find him?
Honestly, just see anybody like us. We'll keep an eye out for him, but I don't know of any. Do you have magical means of trying to find him?
I don't.
I don't think. I know I don't. We could try and talk to somebody, see if they might.
I'm just gonna, as a player, double check real quick to make sure that I don't.
Mm-hmm.
No, I definitely don't. I don't. No. Okay. Just making sure.
Yeah.
The way you said that was like, you're dumb. You should know how to do this. I was like, shit.
No.
Okay. Have you ever dealt with the people on the boats?
I mean, I enjoyed seeing the carnival when it came through. They put on a hell of a performance. A lot of dudes.
Lot of dudes.
Lot of dudes. Like, not in like...
A lot of humans.
A lot of human dudes. It was weird, but I mean, everybody's got to have a preference, right?
I guess. I mean, didn't seem interested. Anyways, do you know, what can you tell me about Davil, just on a different note? Do you know him?
Oh, yeah, I mean, I know of him a lot. It's really hard not to hear one of... it's hard not to hear of a Doom Raider.
Right. Oh, I'm sorry, a Doom Reader?
Yeah, you know, there's like 5 or 6 of those guys in our crew. They used to go out and raid liches' tombs. Those are called dooms. Then I know Istrid was one of them. If you want to talk to her about getting a loan, if you ever need money, she's pretty good with it. Schemo, bottle shop guy.
Davil.
Oh,
have you heard any bad things about him? If he's raiding liches' tombs, I think he's probably pretty powerful, right? But
oh yeah.
I mean, what is he like as a person?
Charming as hell. Never
Right.
seen anybody smooth talk another person, blackout drunk, and still come out at the better end of a deal.
Right. Have a lot of lady friends?
Sure. Some man friends, too.
Like a lot?
Like it's none of my business.
All right. Well, that's on a different note altogether. I guess that's if you don't know anybody specifically on the docks that we can speak to. I have no more use of you.
Put the word out. Hubris is missing.
All right. How shall I contact you?
Oh, my handler is fucking always forget his names. Starts with Z.
Zaraj.
Zarash.
Oh, shit. It's another one of those Doom Raiders.
Yes.
I don't know where he's staying, but,
We do.
hold up. Okay, so if I find it, there's this place. It's really nondescript. A lot of us Zen's been going there, making sure that, like, we're kind of turning it into a back-end base of operations. Of sorts. So how about you guys meet me at the Spirits and Spirits bar. It's in the Northern Ward.
Right.
A lot of
Have
us
you been there before?
I've been there once, twice, I think. Davil plays there all the fucking time.
And Kronk gets like an upset look on his face, like you don't recognize me. He
Yeah.
doesn't say it, but he gets upset. He's a little perturbed.
Well, yeah, no. If you find him, bring him back there then.
All right, will do.
Perfect. Thank you.
And he just kind of bows. Is there anything else that you need from me?
No, not at the moment. And I'm going to give him a wave and walk away.
And he just says he'll keep an eye out.
Did we open a? Are we running a hangout for Zens and we didn't even know?
Doesn't laugh.
I guess we're just gonna stick around the docks near where the boats are and see if we can see anything.
Okay. Yeah, so, yeah, you guys kind of continue on throughout the night, just trying to make sure if you see anything, if you can recognize anything kind of weird. And you're out there for a couple hours, and you still don't see anything. And by now, it's getting to be about midnight, 1 a.m., and you still just can't really hear much of anything. And as you look up, you see that there is a light amount of snowfall that's just beginning. And you don't really notice it at first, but Ghost, there's one that just lands like directly on your nose that kind of makes you realize that, oh, okay, now the weather's beginning to actually change a little bit more. But yeah, you guys are out there for, how long are you planning on staying out there?
Until it is very like I don't want it to be obvious that we're like hanging around. So if it starts to get very sparse full of like of people, if there's not a good place for us to like sit back and kind of hide out, then we would have to move on.
Okay.
Because the cold doesn't affect me at all.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's fine. I can be cold.
All right. And that,
LB can't.
yeah.
But Ghost can.
All right, so yeah, you guys continue just staying out there until eventually the dock does get pretty sparse and you don't see, again, nothing really comes up.
No, like people bringing off like barrels or like, like something that a person could be transported in. I guess we're like hearing splashing. Like I'm trying to think of like, or as Ghost, I'd be trying to figure out like how would they get them out if they were on the boat still. How would they get them out?
Little boats going between the big boats.
Yeah.
Keeping an eye on that sort of stuff.
After about 4 hours, it's currently 3 in the morning at this point. There is just that little light bit of snow. You see that there is a cart that does end up kind of coming out from this general area, and you can see that like on the from one of the ships, and it's coming out into the market district, and then it begins to kind of make its way towards the high road until what?
Oh, sorry. What kind of card is it?
It is
by a person?
No, it's not drawn by a person. You see that there is it looks to be a single horse cart. It doesn't look like there's a whole lot to it doesn't look like it's very fashionable. It doesn't look like it has a whole lot of function outside of just this basic, it is a cart. And so you see this person kind of like leading this horse, and they make their way across the docks over towards the high road. And then you see them turn down an alleyway and begin heading with their cart towards there.
I would like to follow.
Okay. Make a stealth check.
KRONK, what are you wearing?
My elf boots and
Oh, right.
my armor and my costume over it. 16, 18.
Okay.
Oh no.
I rolled a 1.
Oh.
Ooh.
I shouldn't have moved my desk. All my mojo's off.
That gamer spell book we were talking about.
I
need
need to
cast
do-
All right.
Put sage over my desk.
So you guys are trying to follow this cart, but they are doing they're doing a pretty good job at just kind of like maintaining just out of your vision. Until eventually, as you're kind of just winding through these different cart and pathways, you find yourself in the North Ward once more. And as you round a corner, you can see that this cart is just going down across the way, rounding a corner right at the end of your vision once more. And you can see that there are leaned up against a wall 2 humanoid forms, one of them completely stark white, with a unrecognizable face that is just completely coated and matted with blood. And you see that there is another naked human with a mop of dark brown hair just kind of pushed up to the wall. And as you guys continue forward, you see that in this wall there is a parchment that's stuck with a knife above Hubris, and a parchment that's stuck with a knife into the wall above Wolf. And it says liars and thieves on each of them. And as you look at Hubris, you notice that one of his horns is broken off.
Ooh.
And that is where we are going to go to our first break of the evening. So I wanted to say thank you to everybody who has stuck with us so far for this fun and fantastic adventure through the streets of Waterdeep. Man, oh man, what a time. I can't wait for us to come back from this super quick break. So we're going to try and be 5 to 10 minutes. So grab a food, grab a drink, grab a friend. Come right on back because this shit is killer. All right, everybody. We'll see you soon. Bye. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the streets of Waterdeep, our wonderful show that we have on the Indoor Adventures stream every Tuesday, especially now that all these bullshit holidays that fell on a Monday and Tuesday this year are done and over with. We can have our own reindeer games that will be better because they don't have reindeer. They will instead have these wonderful players. So, last we left off, Ghost and KRONK, you guys saw two naked forms lying on the street, propped up against a wall.
I'm gonna go up to them and just first of all double check that they both have a pulse.
You feel Hubris's, and it is very, very faint, but it is there. And then when you go and check on Wolf, his body is ice cold.
Great. I'm going to cast Cure Wounds on Hubris. And I will cast Healing Word on Ghost.
That's you.
Sorry. Jesus. I never do that. On Wolf.
Okay. Yeah, so Hubris, you receive the effects of the healing,
Fuck.
but your words do not fall on listening ears.
Some bitch.
Oh my! I'm sorry. My healing word. I'm like, who are you talking to?
Yep.
He can't speak now. So he's cold.
Yeah.
He's dead zoes.
Yes.
Okay. I am going to KRONK pick up Wolf. Is Hubris is awake now?
He is awake. Hubris, you currently have 1 level of exhaustion.
I'm gonna throw my coat on him. God, you are a string bean. Wake up.
Oh, fuck. Did I go to hell?
I'm sorry. What does that mean?
Wolf's right here.
No. You're in an alleyway in the buck.
Oh. Tuesday night, am I right? Stands up.
I put the cloak on you. I'm currently not wearing pants.
Nope.
What happened? Are we're in just a
Wait,
random
You're in an
alleyway.
alleyway, yeah.
Let's just go home.
Yeah.
But I'm carrying a naked wolf, and you're just wrapped in a thing. So
Doesn't
Oh.
what's it?
Kronk goes and throws your clothes on the ground in front of you, and then takes his cloak and wraps Wolf in it.
Oh, cool. Just gonna
Ghost
quickly
doesn't turn around.
just breaches shirt, grabs the boot, throws his jacket on. Let's just go. It
All
takes too long to lace these.
right. So they're just flopping.
No, he has them like over his shoulder. He's walking barefoot.
All right. We're gonna head back home.
Okay.
I would think. Well, is there another place? Where does his god? What pantheon does she have? Where would she like? Where would her?
Hers
Sorry.
would be... I believe Timora has a huge temple that is also kind of a place. Yeah, there is the Tower of Luck in the Castle Ward.
Do they coincide? Luck and
They're both kind of they are from the same deity, so Bashaba worshippers will worship in places where Timora is also worshipped.
how far is that?
The Castle Ward, you would know, is probably at least a 20-minute walk.
And our home?
Your home is to the northeast of the Castle Ward. So I was doing it from your house to Castle Ward initially. So if you're like passing your way from where you guys are, it would take maybe about like a 15-minute walk to get to that place, and then it would be another 20 minutes to your house.
Okay. Yeah, let's go to we should take him to his goddesses, right? I mean,
Probably.
what
Wait.
and then you'll have to explain yourself on the way.
Right. Is he? He's not.
He's not responding to my cure.
Again? Fuck.
Yeah, and your face is still just like dark matted red. And
He just like spits and a tooth comes out.
Why don't you clean yourself up?
Yep.
Yeah, we're gonna start walking towards the church.
Yes.
So that spare the dying doesn't help him if he's already dead, right?
Yeah, it's in the name, big guy. Dying, not deaded.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So you are looking to go to the Tower of Luck.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So yeah, you guys make your way there, and when you approach the doors, it being 4 a.m, you do not find them open to the general public. But standing around, if you would like, you can knock and see if somebody inside will respond.
Yes, please.
I'd explain on the way there.
Are you going to tell us what happened, or are you just...
Oh, yeah. He's like, so we were there, and we were getting to the bag or whatever, and apparently these fuckers have guns. And so Wolf gets shot in the back, I get shot in the back, and we find ourselves in, like, some jail cell in the boat, and we got the ringleader on me, and he was like, where did you find this gun? And I was like, well, we found it on the street after one of your people... Well, did you know that drow guy was actually part of that circus? That was weird. Anyway, so yeah, he beats me half to death, and I think he kills Wolf.
Why was there a drow on their boat?
I don't know, honestly. I didn't really have much of a choice in asking questions. I was mostly answering.
All right. And
Oh, he has my gun, by the way.
Any idea why they killed Wolf?
We were down in their hold, picking a lock.
And I assume that you lied to them because above your head was a dagger. Ooh, can I take the daggers?
Yeah, they seem like daggers of fine make.
Oh, yeah. Sweet. And I'm gonna like shove the piece of paper in his hand.
Yeah. It's the left side that's my good side. They never get the good side.
You do realize you're missing a horn, right?
I'm what? He gets her for the left side. And he's like,
Yeah, left side's fine.
it's a good thing my left side's my good side.
So, that's it.
And also, I would like to point out, your right hand is currently broken from where it was stepped on.
So it's like this really gross shade of purple.
Yeah.
He's like, oh. Just cradling it to his body. Yeah. Oh, he straddled me. Oh, well, no. He booted my arm and then started beating me with my gun. And the last thing I remember was a very loud crack.
It's probably when your horn got broken.
Yeah. I'm gonna sneak back on that ship, find my horn, and stab it through that man.
Yeah, I don't think that you're going to be able to do that.
Probably not, but I can try.
We're not trying anything anytime soon. And then when we get there, I'm gonna knock on the door.
Okay. Yeah, so you knock on the door and you don't hear a response for at least 5 minutes until eventually you hear several locks being turned, and then the door itself opens, just and a little old woman with very old looking goldish hair, like she used to be a hay colored blonde that's just sort of aged naturally. It's very wiry, pulled back into a bun, and she just wears this large medallion over her chest that is the symbol of Timora, and just looks up and just, can I help you?
Is there a priest or the follower of... Who does he follow?
Bathsheba.
Sheba.
No, he probably won't be finding any priests of her here. But we do have a space for those who wish to worship or offer up donations.
Our friend was brought back to life and visited Oshima in the afterlife. He is now not alive, and I need someone to look at him to see if they can do something about it.
Well, there'd probably be somebody here who could do something about it, or at least we could contact someone. Resurrection is a pretty pricey thing, though. Do you have gold to spare?
He was on a mission from God.
That God.
Son of a bitch! I love that movie so much.
Well, many paladins and clerics and other faithful who believe they are also on a mission from the gods.
Can you please just take us to the altar that you have for
Yes,
Bashim Baham, not Bahamut, Bashima, whatever.
You got it.
Thank you.
You know what? Close enough. It's early.
She just opens up the door. Just come in, come in. She has a little hanging lantern, and she begins marching you guys through this very, very dimly lit church that just seems to have the remnants of candles that were being burned earlier in the day. And you can see that there are stacks of coins that have been placed in different places. And one, you can actually see it's a very large plaque that looks like it has a coins of various mints all set up in a row dating all the way back to the dwarven mines that had initially been placed in the Deepwater Harbor before Waterdeep was even a city. And it seems to be a historical minting of coinage through this place. And eventually she leads you guys to what looks to be just this very mundane shrine. It doesn't look like it has a lot of the golden flourish that the other temple stations had, but this seems just very much bare gray, sheet of white placed over it, as well as a little donation cup. Yep.
From the side, the scene is like for every four. It looks like a funeral procession because every 4 or 5 steps the little old lady takes, Kronk takes one.
No, we
Like
just wait.
sleeping. So it's kind of like a wedding kind of thing or a funeral where she takes like 4 and he takes 1.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, until eventually she leads you up to the altar that had been set up for Bashaba.
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 Here you are. Again, if you're looking for somebody to cast a raise dead spell, you'll be looking close to 5,000 gold pieces per donation.
Cool, thank you. Lovely
Great.
of you to let us in. We'll be all right for now. Thank you.
Just call out for me if you need anything. I'll be over here just polishing some coins.
I'm sorry, what was your name?
Sister Estra.
Sister, do you happen to have any just like spare cloth that you're not using, or just like?
She nods, and you see her reach into her pocket and she pulls out a handkerchief. She's just a small human woman and she hands it over to you.
Cool.
I got
Can
it.
can I keep this?
Pay it forward. Sure.
Cool. And then Hubris just like sits down, looks at his hand. Medicine check.
Okay.
Kronk, do you mind setting him down on the altar?
I got it. And Kronk will walk over and lay him out and leave him wrapped in the cloak. And then Kronk will take off his tunic and put him in the tunic.
Okay.
So that he's dressed in the tunic and then wrapped in the cloak. So he's got another level of warmth. And if I had, I don't know what Goliath biology is, so I'm going to assume that I don't have a lot of body heat.
No, you don't.
So I there's not much else I can do other than maybe move some candles closer.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tap his arm. Sorry, go ahead, RJ. You were rolling for something, right?
Oh, 14.
Okay.
Medicine check. I'm just gonna bind my hand.
Yeah. So 14 works.
I'm gonna go over and tap Wolf's arm
Okay.
to see if I can get it to detach.
Yeah. The arm just pops off. And then once it hits on the ground, you see it begins just kind of moving itself, kind of crawling away from your guys' presence.
I'm gonna grab it.
Okay.
I'm gonna do one of those things like with that dog that's like running away, and you just like grab it and pull it back, and grab it and pull it back. And I'm gonna put it on Wolf's chest, and I'm gonna say, if he's dead, and you can't do anything about it, I'm speaking to the god, not the hand. Then that's on you, not on me. I already brought him back once. Okay. And I'm just gonna sit and I'm gonna wait.
Okay. So then the hand just maintains on Wolf's chest, and then you see it eventually just begin kind of like just patting its fingers, just like it's patiently just waiting for something on Wolf's chest. And it doesn't really seem like there is a whole lot of audio that's coming from where you guys are. It just seems very quiet. But you guys are just kind of sitting there, and then nothing really happens.
I'm gonna lean over to Hubris and kind of sniff him. So peppermint, your breath smells like peppermint.
I'd figure it smelled like blood. By the way, it tastes right now.
She's just staring ahead, and she glances over at Kronk.
And then Kronk will start like humming like one of the Santar songs that we heard when we were in the other dimension.
I love it. And yeah, you guys are all just kind of waiting, and again, there's just that finger drumming that's coming from the left hand.
Spirit of crit mass and all.
What?
You know, mistletoe.
Oh, fuck. Was that real? Was that... I thought I was just going into shock.
I was there.
How were your adventures with Santar?
So apparently Santar's real, and it takes him like 2 years to deliver gifts, and he can freeze time. We fought a fucking eggnaga. What the fuck? And there were these 2 women there as well. Yeah. And then one of them absorbed the power of Christmas, which was kind of weird. And as a joke, I said mistletoe. And you could, yeah. You could put 2 and 2 together, right? It was pretty.
Yes.
Yeah.
I can picture it perfectly.
Is it? Can you rag on me later? We're still kind of in the middle of something.
I mean, I'm not doing anything. Are you doing anything? Can you bring him back to life?
Mm-mm.
Man.
I mean, I could punch him in the chest and say, "Live, live, damn you, live." But
Why don't you try that, Kronk?
Let's not. Last time you punched somebody in the chest, you caved it in.
That is true.
All right. How much was it? $5,000? 5,000 gold?
Yes, 5,000.
From across the way.
That's exactly it.
All right. Who do I know who has... November will
Okay, so
never...
I say we wait until morning. If he doesn't come back, then what are we gonna do? We're gonna pay again to have him resurrected? Because you guys are idiots and went off on your own and said it was fine.
I thought it was fine. Wait, who said it was... I thought it was going to be fine until we got caught. It's always fine until we get caught.
We didn't get caught. We almost had a good dinner.
Yes.
Well, sorry
and why
to
didn't
ruin...
you tell him when you had the chance? You didn't tell Kronk where you were and what was going on. You just told him that you were in trouble? Are you an idiot?
we were in the middle. I was going to die. I just... Hubris, like, gets up and just starts pacing. Listen, we were in the middle of something. I thought I was about to die. Then some fuck-off Santor Claus comes in and saves my ass. The least of my worries was we were gonna die at that point again. Ah, come on. Great. My mom knocked on the door. She threw me off my game. Hate it. Anyway, yeah. I was just happy at the moment just to be out of there. And then we got tasked to kill something, so wasn't really, in the grand scheme of things, the best idea, but also I wasn't thinking. So my bad, I guess. Also, honestly, I didn't know where we were.
Kronk feels a little bit bad and says, I didn't think to ask either. And kind of bumps you with his big mitt.
Yeah, and as you guys are just kind of waiting, you begin to hear what sound like footfalls coming from behind you. And Estra kind of like looks over and just...
Why is it so busy? It's never this busy early in the morning.
As you see a figure kind of coming in from this blackness. And you can see that there is a one-eyed purple-skinned tiefling with a big grin on his face that just kind of walks up to the group of you guys standing there. It says, you know, I'm not going to lie, when my message didn't go through, I kind of assumed that this was going to be the case.
I'm sorry, who are you?
Oh, I'm Zan. It's nice to meet you. And he extends his hand out and gives you a little bit of a bow.
Ghost does not accept his hand.
And he just kind of slinks it back like, that is totally okay. I get that a lot, actually. I don't know. Wolf may have said something about me. He said that I was a friend. He always assured me that he and I were friends. And so, when my friend didn't end up, responding to my message, and I've had friends not respond to my message. I know what a magical scene at feels like. There's a difference between sending a message to somebody who's just not there. So, did my best. I poked around a little bit and I found you guys. Well, him. I don't really know any of you other than the stories that he's told me. You do look extremely punchable, but you also look like you've gotten punched very hard lately, so I don't... not for me. Anywho's,
Yes.
did you get the bag?
What bag? What is that? What we were getting? A bag?
Yes. It was a bag. It was my bag.
Did we get the bag, Hubris? No, we have no bag.
Well, that's just disappointing, to say the least. I was really hoping that Look, your friend made a deal that he would get me this bag. Our friend, really, not just your friend. Again, we were friends. That if he were to give me this bag, then I would give him information on somebody that he was tracking down. There's an orcish man, whatever. But I gave him a secondary option, which was I could give him that information in exchange for this delicious arm.
I don't like the way you use delicious and arm in the same sentence.
You know what? As I was saying it, I also didn't either, but I kind of just had to roll with it.
Ghost is gonna make sure that she is between him and this guy, between Wolf and this tiefling duder, who came in. And I'm going to Kronk to do the same.
Oh, I'm already there.
Yeah.
So,
Well, apparently that information that he wanted is no longer of use to him. So apparently the deal is not very valid, is it?
no, it isn't. But that is why I figured that I would come here and potentially offer you all a new deal in exchange, because I really want that arm. I really want it. But he was a friend. I'm not just going to rob his grave. That'd be weird. Totally not something I've done before. So,
Insight check.
yeah, you can insight check him.
Natural 20.
Oh yeah, he is for sure robbed a friend's grave.
I'm just gonna stand up, cross my arms. Ow. Cross it the other way.
So, was he important to you at all? This arm or this man? Either?
Yes.
Well, I miss my friend. I'm sure we were going to have lots of friend adventures together. So, how do we fix this problem? This issue that we seem to have found ourselves in? And he just kind of motions towards Wolf's body.
The fact that he's dead?
It's temporary. Really,
Why
it's
is it
temporary.
temporary?
Well, he already told me that he died and come back already, so I'm assuming it's temporary. He also did make mention that one of his friends on the outside had died and then been brought back to life while we were in prison together.
Yes, and I lost an eye for it.
Oh, so it was you. Well, that would make a lot of sense. He said they were very attractive. Now, I have leads, information, potential dealings that I could go about to help bring about this newfangled friendship back from its current predicament. I just need a few things. One of them is that arm. Really want it.
That's not really ours to give.
Well, whose is it then? Is it a self-sentient arm?
Yes, actually.
Actually, yeah, it's pretty smart.
Oh, I want it even more now! What would it take to get you to give me this arm that is currently no longer associated with anybody?
All right, so let me get this straight. You have a way of bringing him back from the dead.
Sure.
How?
Well, there are lots of ways. It really depends. Do you want him being the same exact way that he was before? Do you want him being slightly different? Do you want him being a lot different? Do you want him just being bones? I could bring him back as just bones, but then he probably wouldn't be the same person or really creature that you knew him as.
Oh, that sounds pretty cool.
You could be a skelly man.
Let's hold off on that idea.
If you bring him back, you can personally bring him back.
No, Lord, no. No, not
what-
personally. I know people.
You know people.
Yes. That's my job. I know people. I talk to people, I get to know them, and then we become friends. And then I can help out my friends by talking to my other friends.
So you would bring him back for his arm.
I would do a lot of things for that arm. I want it.
Anything else?
Do you guys have any magical items?
This isn't a negotiation. You'll either do it or you won't.
Well, it's about my enthusiasm. I'll probably do it. It just might take some time unless I'm feeling particularly enthused about what I'm doing.
Have we gotten any magic items?
There was a necklace at one point.
There was a necklace. There are some elven boots, but I'm not gonna pipe up about those.
I have a spell. That's a paper bird. That's a sending spell.
Ooh,
Oh yeah.
that
I
seems
didn't
neat.
say that out loud.
Oh,
I did
okay.
not say that out loud. That was me looking at my inventory.
And Kronk probably wouldn't even think of the boots.
Mm-mm. No, we don't have any magic items.
Do you know a high-class druid by chance? Druid or
Why?
cleric? Well, druids have a ability that allows them to bring the recently deceased back to life, but it's kind of a crapshoot as to what you're going to get. It's called reincarnation. So, he's a human. That's a good starting place. Have you ever thought, what if your friend was like a dragon man? Or somebody as charming as me?
Oh no, we don't need any more of. Never mind.
I agree. It's fine. But a druid would be able to do something like that. They just need a lot of spices, a lot of herbs for that arm. I could deliver all of those spices and herbs.
But we don't have a druid, so there goes that option.
True. True. I don't. I mean, I'm not going to judge, but none of you look particularly druidic.
I've got a bird. It's right here.
I got a pair of similar ones, my friend.
That arm will also give the finger.
From the shadows. Look, I don't know who you are, and I don't really care who you are, and I'm so over bringing people back from the dead. I can't even explain. He was out for, what, 2 days? He was alive for 4 days. And he was dead again. You, Hubris, and she turns to you, eyes ablaze, you almost died as well. So, I am not bartering with anyone at the moment. If you guys would like to barter with someone, that's fine. I am done. And she just, like, the emotion from the staring daggers just goes right back in her, and she starts walking out of the church.
Okay, so it is Hubris and Kronk as Ghost begins to leave.
I guess I, in one hand, grab the hand and Wolf in my cape and just drag him off the thing and just start walking down the.
Okay, just dragging him on the floor behind you.
Well, low to the ground, just like a duffel bag,
Okay.
like my gym bag, and I just start walking off.
And Zan just sort of follows with his eyes, the arm. Just,
And that is in my hand.
yeah. He's just watching it go. And just, Look, we're both tieflings here. We come from the same kind of background, you know? I'm just saying, you want to know it'd be pretty sweet, making a lot of money or getting a favor. Just give me that there arm.
Hubris just sits down in front of the shrine, puts a middle finger over his back.
Fine. And he just begins exiting the building as well. And then you just hear from what had been a very silent Sister Estra, just, y'all motherfuckers need Timora.
Amen, sister. Amen.
Just keeps going back to what she was doing. So Hubris, are you just staying at the shrine for Bashaba?
Yeah.
Okay. Sounds good. How long are you planning on staying there?
Probably an hour. Recollecting himself, thinking, maybe praying a little.
Okay. All right. So yeah, you are doing that, and then KRONK and Ghost, what are you guys doing?
I'm walking back to the house.
If I have to double time it to catch up with her, if she's not like, I catch up.
And you both hear from behind you, just let me know if you change your mind. As Zan calls after you, which he is trying to get a hold of that there arm, but he's not being super like physically pushy about it. He's just calling after. And then as you guys leave, he just also seems to part way. And it is at this point about 3 a.m. as you guys make your way back to the bar. The bar itself has wound down for the evening. It doesn't look like there is anybody awake downstairs still putting in the work. So it's just a very quiet house. Are you guys going downstairs or upstairs?
Upstairs.
Okay.
I'm going to listen very briefly at my sister's door. If I hear anything, I'm gonna identify what it is just enough to know that she's not in trouble.
Yeah.
But not long enough to linger.
Okay. Yeah, and when you end up going by, you actually don't hear anything.
Oh, I'm gonna peek in the door.
Yeah. It doesn't look like she stayed at this place.
Sweet. God, I hope she's not dead. Okay. Just put him on his bed for now.
All right.
Do you have any idea what we should do? Because I have no idea what we should do. I can, in the morning, give him burial rites and we can send him on his way.
That purple devil's gonna try to steal the arm.
That's true. We could have a new butler. It seems to be fine. I'm just waiting for him to wake up. Because I don't have anything else that I can do.
KRONK doesn't. So
yeah.
He'll unless you specifically say to take him to his room and put him in his bed, he's gonna leave him in our room.
Oh no. He's not gonna stay in our room.
Okay.
You put him in his room.
All right.
Just maybe put something in front of the door on the outside in case zombies.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna have a drink. Would you like a drink, KRONK?
And I put him in his bed and I attach his arm again. If it'll go.
Yeah.
Will it reattach to his body?
Yeah, it reattaches. And like it kind of like it spazzes out a little bit as you're trying to like get it back onto it. Like it just doesn't want to be attached. But then you do the double tap and it locks on and then the fingers go.
It doesn't want to die again.
Yeah, and then the fingers quit moving as you attach it back onto the body.
And does Wolf have any other clothes?
Yeah, he has one other set of clothes.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Then put him in his own clothes and take my tunic back.
Okay.
And then I guess cover him up and do basically pile stuff in front of the door so nothing could get out.
Okay. All right. So then are you going downstairs with Ghost after that?
Unless I know we have booze in our room. Yeah. I guess.
Yeah, at this point, you would not have had booze in your room.
Okay.
Yeah, so then both of you guys go downstairs. Or Ghost, you're hanging out downstairs first as KRONK is still making sure that all of this stuff is getting put in front of the door. Hubris, you're currently still at the temple. So Ghost and KRONK, you guys are pouring yourselves drinks, just hanging out at the bar downstairs.
Liv, can you keep an eye on Wolf tonight?
And then you see a line get drawn, and it looks like they like Liv has created a system of thumbs up, thumbs down for a basic yes no, and so underneath the thumbs up you just see a line of chalk get drawn.
Thank you, buddy. You're the best.
And then you see the thumbs up line get drawn 3 more times.
So at what point are they worth it? It's like an animal, right? You only want to spend so much money on it before you... Sorry. Sorry, Endor.
That was one of those just like, holy shit, that's cold. Like,
Have you met Ghost?
Yeah, I was gonna say.
yeah, it's great. Go for it.
And that's a
Sad I don't
Kronk.
have popcorn.
Kronk doesn't have a reference for that, and he's just kind of nods like he does know, but he doesn't.
Yeah.
Insight check wise, you're like, oh yeah, he has no clue.
Fucking. Sorry, I was reading chat.
Welcome back to Tuesday.
Yeah, I don't have any money to spend on this. We didn't have the money to spend on it in the first place. And I am very sad that Wolf is dead, but I also don't know what to do.
I mean,
Unless, sorry.
That purple guy, the arm.
But then we owe someone favors again.
Well, do we? I think it was a fair trade. Crazy wiggly arm for his life.
Okay, so when he died the first time, right, you cut his arm off.
Mm.
If his arm had not come back as a sentient creature, I would have had to cut my own arm off. Because it was my fault that his arm was taken.
Well, that's
Does that make sense? Yes.
No.
Well, the whole God thing that I have now, right? It's an eye for an eye. So if I were to cut a finger off of yours, the equivalent would be to cut a finger off of myself, yes?
That's just
Does that
dumb.
make sense? Well, it's
Doesn't.
how it
I'm
works.
sorry. I'm sorry. Kronk cannot. He's like, that doesn't equal anything. Okay. Sorry.
So if he loses his arm, then I don't think I have to cut off. I don't really know all the thing. I have to consult my God. I didn't get a guidebook for this shit.
Gods are weird.
Gods are weird.
Yeah, and it's at that point you guys actually hear a knocking on the door.
Oh hell.
Will you go see who it is, please?
Yeah. That's all hell.
Okay.
And I open it and I look. So I'm behind the door and I look down this way.
So
You look over the door.
I like to think our door has like that too. Like you could swing the top and then you could swing the bottom.
the French door.
Yeah.
Or no, not the French doors. French doors are glass ones. That would be just like a saloon door. They're on Dutch Brothers'. Oh, that's all I know. So yeah, you open the door. Barry, what do they see standing in front of them?
They see a blue-haired person with one green eye and one violet eye and a little lute, I think we put on it. All right.
I don't know. I think you have a loot.
You may recognize him from killing snowmen.
Oh.
He is my little... I'm a goblin.
Okay.
Oh my God.
This is really hot. I've been wearing it since the break.
Oh my god.
I have been outpropped. That's
Barry's got hair.
Audiocast listeners, you just done missed out on such
Yeah,
a
you did. I don't even know if we can describe that well enough.
no.
So
Has hair.
Torvash will look up at Kronk and be like, so you must be Kronk. Nice meeting you. I'm Torvash.
How do you know who I am?
Ash, she's told me a lot about all you guys. Here to see Wolf.
And he's got the skull face going, and then he's like, turns to Ghost, and it's like, says he knows Wolf.
Who is it?
Torbjorn.
I'll try and peer around Kronk and be like, hey, Ghost.
Do I know who this is?
You've never seen this person before in your life. They seem like they would be very recognizable.
How do you know Wolf?
That's a bit hard to explain. I guess I am in contact with his sister. Guess that's how you'd put it. I'm kind of connected to us. I didn't know her while she was alive. I've known her for 4 or 5 days now. Apparently, this guy cut off Wolf's arm. Then she came in contact with me. I'm like in connection with the spirit, just one.
Right.
So I'm kind of in connection with her. So I've been sent to help.
I'm gonna insight check. I think this person is insane.
And KRONK is confused, so he opens the door.
Oh,
Cool. I'm just gonna walk straight in like I own the place.
That's a 23.
Yikes.
Oh, I'm 100% telling the truth.
You're in contact with Wolf's dead sister.
Yeah, so I'm what people call a Kalashtar. Normally a Kalashtar.
A Kalashtar.
Kalashtar.
Oh, a Kalashtar.
Normally we have contact with a like dreamland plane spirit thing.
Mm-hmm.
But my family one kind of got killed. Not my fault. We don't really have control over their world. And then Ashley, who you probably didn't know her name, because Wolf's very secretive, I've been told, kind of sought me out to try and help because there's a lot of shit going down, and I don't know. That's why I'm here.
So you speak with spirits, yes?
A spirit.
Just a single spirit?
When I dream.
All right.
It's very restrictive, but...
Sounds like it. Well, Wolf is dead, so I don't know.
Yeah, but didn't he come back?
No, he died like a couple hours ago.
Fuck off.
Oh, can you help with that?
Me, no. I can sing a little tune, maybe, but that's the least of our worries.
I'm sorry, that's the least of our worries?
Yeah, apparently some guy... There's a lot of bad shit happening in this town.
Yeah.
And according to Ashley, you's kind of in the middle of it.
Like physically or...
Well, there was a big explosion outside.
Right, yeah.
You guys are after that dude.
Yeah.
I kind of know the rough neighborhood of where he is, but we're on a time frame.
What's the time frame?
I have no idea. I don't have that much information. I just know that it's ticking down. So, isn't that meant to be some tiefling dude?
Yeah, we left him at the church. Can you come back it's 4 a.m?
I'm fine. Lift. Is that the name of the dude? Can I get a beer, please?
There's no response. Lift was told to watch over Wolf.
So
Who wants breakfast?
You only talk to that spirit when you're asleep?
Yeah.
I look over at Ghost and I'm like, should I choke him out?
Feel like you
I'm just going to use the telepathic power and be like, that wouldn't be very nice to do. So you don't see my mouth move. He just looks at you and you hear the words in your head.
That's not cool. That's all KRONK says.
All right, if you don't want to do it, that's fine. You know what, KRONK? I don't know you, person.
Who
I
wants
don't-
breakfast? Kitchen this way? I'm just gonna walk up
Kronk,
to where I
would you
think the kitchen.
mind grabbing this person?
Mhm. Unless he ducks, I snatch him.
Oh, dog.
All right,
I'll try and
so
dodge
this
this.
is going to be athletics on your end, Kronk, and either athletics or acrobatics on your end, Torvash.
12 and 6, 18.
19.
All right, he just slips out of Kronk's grasp.
I've had quite enough for the
Do
night.
you like scones? Do you guys like scones? I'm in the mood for scones today.
I'm gonna ignite my claws, and I'm going to make it very clear that I'm about to attack this person.
Look, I'm not trying to cause harm.
Then
We
get
got
out.
a lot to get done. I've been told to come here. Okay? If I wasn't in contact with the spirit, how would I know that this big guy here cut off Wolf's arm after he beat you in a fair one-on-one fight?
One would say that it was still fair what I did. So, since
That's why
anything-
you felt bad and cried?
Well, no, I was crying because I was going to have to chop my own arm off.
You were crying because of what? She saw it all, okay? I've been told this. Look, I'm just trying to help. Trust me, you guys seem pretty messed up. That's a dog barking. Yeah, look, even the dogs are barking. I just want to finish this. I really want scones.
And it is around that time, Hubris, that you find your way back to Spirits and Spirits.
Oh,
and
I
you
was
can
gonna
yeah,
do one thing at the shrine.
sure.
Just stands up and walks over to that small little altar and just goes, "So, if you're Wolf's patron deity, could you help him out a little bit? And as a matter of fact, fuck. There's been like a spring of bad luck lately around me. Maybe I could use some good luck too." And he like leaves his boots because that's the only thing he has left.
Okay.
Turns and then walks out.
Okay. Make a perception check.
And she steals my boots. I have 0 wisdom, so that's 18.
Okay, so with your 18, as you leave your boots and you turn to leave, you hear what sounds like a coin being flipped, just going through the air, and then it stops.
Cool.
Yep, that's it. Just hear the sound of a coin being flipped. And then you make your way outside through the cold in your bare feet. And then that is when you eventually get to the bar. And you can see that there are lights on downstairs, as well as quite a small bit of noise that sort of seems to be coming out from the lower bar as well.
Walks up, waits for the door to open. It doesn't open, so he pushes himself in.
Mm-hmm.
I'm standing there with my claws ignited.
Hubris, scone.
I
Scones for
point
breakfast.
2 fingers at him, and it starts glowing blue around the tips.
I don't know what's going on.
Who the
I am
fuck?
What's going
exhausted.
on is
Who are
I'm
you?
trying to cook you all breakfast. Then we can sit down and have a nice friendly chat and work out what we're gonna do.
Who is this guy?
I don't know, and he won't leave.
Sir, I'm gonna have to ask you to leave the premises before I get the guards.
And I'm gonna have to tell you that I can't, because I am here to pass on a message and seeing how Wolf's dead. I've now got to help you guys.
Ooh. How do you know that?
I told him.
Oh,
His
good.
sister.
What?
Well,
Sister's
he
dead.
initially. Yeah, I know. That's how I can talk to her.
He can
Gosh.
talk to ghosts when he sleeps, but just one ghost. Not me.
Yeah, he's like, eyes you.
That'd be creepy and weird.
Yes,
Yeah.
I am also starting to really wish I took the friend spell so I could just chill all you motherfuckers out.
Listen, friend,
It took
tonight.
you a year to get on Ghost's good side, and you're just walking in. New character. Ghost is not happy.
Look. The guy which blew up outside, he's a part of a bigger conspiracy that's happening. You guys are involved. There's a time frame. It's ticking down.
How long's the time frame?
We don't know. Picture like sands in an hourglass. I don't get all the information, okay? All I know is that it's constantly going. So either you get this guy now, or I don't know what the fuck's going to happen.
All right.
You want to get this guy? Do you want to get this guy? I know Wolf did.
The guy who blew up the guy, yes.
I know the neighborhood is it. I mean, Ash knows that bit of information. I've got a bit of, she doesn't have specifics. I don't know why.
I've been up for too long.
You have
I need to go to sleep.
Go sleep. Anybody want breakfast?
Kronk, are you good?
And I'm just going to talk into Kronk's head. Are you good? I've worked out you're the only person I know who use telepathic.
Oh, God.
Sir, I'm going to have to ask you to come back when we have hours of operations open. We need rest. We will talk about this in the morning. See yourself out.
I'm going to speak to Kronk privately in his head.
Okay.
I can help get Wolf back. If they kick me out, you'll never get him back.
And can I talk back to you in my head? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, and this is all in his head.
Would he know to talk back in his head?
I would have told him. I was like, you can
Oh, okay.
reply, just think the words.
You can
I
reply to
know
this
he
message.
is not
Because that would have
the
been hilarious. Kronk just talking. Half of the conversation.
So he does say, just think the words. All right, and you guys see Kronk's lips moving, just sort of like not like full motion, but like quiver a little bit, and he's like, "So you're like some kind of god thing or whatever."
Yes.
And you're gonna get Wolf back,
Yes.
and then
We need your help to stop this thing. These guys kick me out. We're not going to stop it.
So wait, you're gonna get Wolf back, then we stop the thing, or we stop the thing
Stop
and
the
then
thing,
we get Wolf
they get
back.
Wolf back.
Hmm.
We'll be back. He may be back before, he may be back after. This thing can't be put on hold.
So, do we put Wolf outside or something so he
Leave
doesn't
him in
rot?
his room.
I will be right back.
And he's not gonna rot?
Won't run. We have 10 days.
10
Why
days.
are you guys staring at each other?
Is that a thing going? Should we leave?
I'm like found the stuff all scone, so I'm standing in the doorway mixing a little scone batch up, just looking at Kronk.
He's
This
got,
is slightly erotic, and it turns me off. I'm gonna.
he's got weird powers. Ghost.
He's got weird powers.
Kronk says out loud, and then says,
What do you mean?
What do you mean, Kronk? That's out loud.
"Okay."
And in his head's just shh.
And then Kronk says,
I chose you because you are the one that's going to keep everyone together. They need a hero. Be that hero.
I need a hero.
I will roll persuasion if I have to.
"All right, go for it."
'Cause I get advantage on my persuasion rolls. Because
All right, so we're rolling for initiative.
What happened? Very dead again?
He
Okay,
started
that-
talking, and he started talking in Kronk's head, and Kronk nearly flipped out, but he's listening to him, and then these guys just kind of see us staring at each other, and they were gonna leave because they thought something was going on, and then now he's trying to persuade Kronk inside Kronk's head.
Oh my god, yes.
We need
Is
him
it
to
a
be the hero he can
persuasion
be.
Or is it a deception? Not you don't have to say, but you know, Barry. You
It'll
know
be
the
a-
truth.
It'll be a persuasion. I need him to be the hero this group needs. And that is a 27.
And what would I roll against that?
Insight.
Ah.
It would be insight.
So only a natural 20.
Yeah.
Because there's no way. Because I am +0. All right. Well, my 14's not going to get it. And,
My 19 plus 8.
Kronk will say, I think this situation needs a hero. And I think that hero's going to be me. But
Good choice.
let's help this
What?
weirdo.
I take offense to weirdo, but okay, man.
You're talking in his head. You're talking in Kronk's head. He wants to smash you to pulp.
I would
I'm
also
gonna
like to
pretend
point out.
like I'm not talking to you in your head. Like,
I would
You're
also
nuts,
like to
man.
point out, Hubris, you just watched these two stare at each other in silence
Yeah.
for a while,
No,
and Kronk
my
just like,
comment-
It weirded him out.
Yeah, my comment was like, "This is strangely erotic, and it's weirding me out." Because Barry was like, yeah, Torvash was like stirring a pot of like dough, just looking at Kronk intently.
Kronk just said, I think this situation needs a hero, and I think that's me.
Yeah.
I'm
And
gonna
then,
do
and then he
an
said,
insight check because
and then-
Kronk doesn't say that.
and then I said, I think we need to help this weirdo out.
Good call, man. I take offense to weirdo, but at least one of you is going
That's
to
a
see.
12 for insight on Kronk. Is he acting weird?
Kronk believes it.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
vowed that he got persuaded. He believes.
I mean, you don't think that you've ever necessarily heard him say the phrase out loud, I'm going to be the hero.
I don't know you.
Can we take a nap first? It's
Yeah.
4 in the morning. Well, then that's what we were trying to do, and you told us not to. You started making scones.
I asked if you want a breakfast.
Yeah, and I asked you to come back during hours of operation.
I'm pretty certain I don't have a place to live anymore, so.
Sucks to suck, buddy.
Yeah,
He walks over to the trap door and he's like trying to yank it open, but he can't because he's exhausted.
Why are you going to where? Why are you going to the fight pit?
I open it for Hubris after I see him struggling with it.
He walks down, goes to the mason tools, grabs a file, and then walks back up. And you just see him just like
All right,
on the
dude.
horn.
I get we got to do something, but we'll do something tomorrow. And
Okay.
you need to
I'll
leave.
just wait here.
No, you need to leave. You either leave on your own accord, or I am going to throw you out of this house.
That's not very nice of her, is it, Kronk?
I'm not very nice.
I gotta back the lady's play. You can come back and
Man,
make
thinking
scones
we
in
were
the
gonna be
morning.
friends. Well, I'm just gonna go sit outside the front. Just sit on the ground and wait.
That's fine.
Sitting on the front porch steps.
And then as we lock up and head upstairs, I'll my cloak, I'll just like lay it across his shoulders as I walk past.
Thanks, hero. That's just in your head.
Oh, just in my head. All right.
I really need to specify that.
As we're walking upstairs, what the fuck is happening today? That was real, right? We just met a blue-haired person.
Nope, it's all a dream. Santar's not real. That guy isn't real. He won't be there in the morning.
Like 8 hours ago, I met Santar, so you know.
Santar's not
Santar.
real, Kronk.
Santar is real. Don't you fucking say that.
He never did.
But
He never gave me a present, but
he never gave me a present either.
I believe
Really?
now.
That
No, never.
All the time.
Hmm.
Before my family was murdered.
Hmm.
Heavy. Constantly filing that horn.
I'm gonna go to bed.
I'm just gonna play a little tune on my lute.
And I'm gonna try and listen for my sister to come home.
Okay. Yeah, so yeah, your night goes by uneventfully. You hear You hear your new bestest friend Torvash playing a lute solo throughout most of the evening. There is a lot of looting that happens, and eventually,
Hey.
looting, not looting. Until eventually you guys wake up in the morning. Greybeard / KRONK, you are usually the first to wake up in the morning, and when you go outside, you see that Torvash is still there.
But did we sleep or not? 'Cause
Yeah, you guys slept.
Okay, I was gonna say, because if his playing is such that it's keeping us awake, he's got problems.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
He's just he's just playing on your porch step, but he's not playing loud enough for you guys to be kept from asleep.
Okay.
All right, get up, go down. He's there on the porch, and if he's there on the porch, I'll be like, all right, let's make them scones. And I go in and I let him in the kitchen, and then I go down to work out,
Okay. Sounds
figuring that I'll be done by the time they wake up.
Sounds good. So, Torvash, you are getting woken up by KRONK standing and looming over you first thing in the morning. But he seems pretty alright with going to make scones with you guys.
Wicked. Let's go, buddy.
All right, I gotta work out. You make scones.
You do that. Do you like cream and jam with yours, or do you just like them plain? Ooh, maybe a brandy cream. And I'm really just talking to myself right now as I'm walking up.
Okay. And
Brandy
then
cream sounds
Kronk's
fun.
just kind of making nummy noises like And so I go work out.
All right. And then later, as the morning continues, Ghost and Hubris, you both wake up to what smells like fresh pastries being made directly below you.
Great. They're making scones. He pulls off the long sword from like the wall or like a cupboard where he had kept it, puts it on top of the desk, and he starts changing it into his hex weapon.
Okay. Sounds good. As you go over to your desk as well, make a perception check.
17.
Okay. So you see that your desk drawer is kind of slightly ajar. And looking down, you can see that there is what looks to be a glint of metal coming through from where the sunlight is hitting it in the early morning day. And as you open up your drawer, you see that there is what looks to be a tarnished coin that has what would be the tail symbol. Like where normally there's like a head and a face side and the tail side for a coin. You see that this coin has two tails.
I flip it, catch it, and pocket it.
Yep. All right. Other than that, you continue making your hex weapon. Ghost, what are you doing?
I'm gonna get up and I'm going to go to my sister's room.
Okay.
Is she in there?
Yeah, you see that she is in there now. As you are going to her room, you actually see her like coming
Sneaking
up
back
the
in.
sneaking back in.
I just stand there and I cross my arms.
Uh,
What time do you call this?
I would like to call this early morning. Usually.
How was your night?
Well, it was very lovely. He played songs for me. We drank lots of wine. We had a really good, it was fun. Up and he's a lot mouthier than I thought that he was going to be.
Oh,
A lot of chat, usually about himself.
okay.
Overall, just not, probably not again.
Oh, all right.
Yeah. He seemed nice, just not particularly too nice.
Did he touch you?
Well,
Do you need me to cut something off?
I wanted him to.
Okay.
He
You didn't push it too far?
No, I was pretty down. I'm not gonna lie. It gets pretty
All
lonely
right.
up in the north.
No, I understand. I just, You gotta tell me if something like that happens, because I'm down to defend your honor, if need be.
Well, hopefully that won't be the case. Besides, it takes you a little bit longer to come up and visit me than it would be for me to come down and visit you.
Right. No, I'm just saying if he did something that he shouldn't have done.
Oh, of course.
Right.
Thank you.
Right.
For everything. This has been very nice. And we should catch up more often.
I agree.
Try and make a tradition of it or something.
Yeah. Right around the holidays. Might be nice.
Well, I was thinking about heading out. Is there anything else that you needed from me?
You wouldn't. I mean, I was talking to someone last night about druids, and he said something about resurrection that they can do. Is that something you could do?
I could. If given the materials.
What would you need?
It would be roughly 10,000 gold worth of herbs, spices, various other natural focuses to really get a good reincarnation spell.
Right, that one. Okay, just curious. Thank you.
Oh, it's no problem. I am a little scared to ask why, but I feel like my first day being with you guys really
Summed it up.
yeah. Yeah, it did. Well, if you see your friend Wolf, tell him thank you for giving me back the crystal dust that I needed. That was very helpful.
He paid you back.
Yeah, you were at the bar.
Just kidding.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, that's all right.
It's been weeks.
I know.
Well, yes, I'll absolutely, if I see him soon, mention that to him.
Well, thank you.
Would you like to say goodbye to the others?
Sure. Yeah. No, I think I'd like that as well.
All right. I just slam on Hubris's door.
Enter. It's open.
I opened the door with a huge eye roll.
Okay.
Hubris is like there, outstretching his hand as like the longsword's sort of floating on top of the desk, and it's just like reshaping and forming.
Hoon is leaving.
Oh, thank you for coming. It was rather lovely having you.
What happened to your horn?
Bar fight got kind of rough. Broke my hand.
Okay.
You wouldn't happen to have anything for...
She's leaving.
Okay. Goodbye.
It was nice meeting you. And she just walks out. Do you often get into bar fights?
No.
Oh.
Don't worry, if things get too... If I can't handle it, KRONK and I will leave. I have no qualms about doing that. You hear as we walk down the hallway.
Is your friend Wolf? Are we going to say goodbye to him as well?
You know, I don't think that he's you can see that there is a there's a freaking like dresser in front of his door. No, I think that he didn't want to be bothered.
Morning person. Probably not him. And she just nods and then continues downstairs. And when you guys get into the main bar area of Spirits and Spirits, you can hear Torvash kind of humming to himself and singing a little baking song while from the kitchen you can smell these pastries being made. And you can also hear KRONK currently doing his training downstairs.
I'm gonna stomp on the floor on the thing and KRONK. KRONK!
Yeah.
Hoon is leaving.
Be right there. And up through the hatch.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess he'll look at her like,
Yeah, she'll
not gonna-
run over and she'll
initiate
give
it.
you a hug.
okay. Then yeah, give her the hug back. A couple of pats on the back.
It was very nice meeting you.
Yeah, you too. You're gonna fly home.
Yeah. No, it's
That's cool.
it's about time that I saw myself going. I'm not too many buildings down here.
Come back next fall.
I think I'll work something out with my sister. Hopefully it won't be until next fall that we see each other again, but worst case scenario, I'd still love to come back.
Please do. You're pretty cool.
And she just smiles and says, I think you're pretty cool too. And then she makes her way out to the front doors to the building. And as you see her off, she begins to walk down the steps. And then with a quick little run, you see her body shift, all of her belongings on her also shifting into the form of a large eagle that then just flies off. Does a few circles around your guys' building and then just continues to sail.
Looks like I have a deadline now. And I'm gonna walk back inside.
Okay, and Hubris, that's about the time that you are able to come downstairs, as well as after Hoon has said her goodbyes. So then it is the three of you, technically four of you, all standing in Spirits and Spirits as Torvash continues to make the scones that he had said that he was going to make the night before. And that is where we are going to call it for tonight's game. Barry had to leave a little bit early because there was a repairman that came by that he needed to be attended for. Yep, so he's currently doing that. But I would like to say thank you to Barry for keeping the secret about Wolf's fate for 2 weeks. It was very hard on him, and I appreciate it.
And he's gonna have to keep it for another week, right?
Yeah.
We don't know.
That's true. It is true. So I want to say thank you to everybody who decided to come by and give us a watch, give us a listen. I always really appreciate it. I'm glad that we are done with these god dang hiatuses. I want my 4 keeps. I want my Waterdeeps. I want my regular scheduling back because that's what makes doing this kind of stuff fun. So once again, we have a Podbean account now. You can find us on anchor.fm. You can find us on Spotify, Stitcher, Apple iTunes, any other place that you find audio cast stuff is super fun. Oh God, what else do we have? We have a Patreon. If you want to join in for our Discord chat and help support us, there is a Patreon that you can come and check us out at patreon.com/theIndoorAdventurer, where you can join in on our Discord, earn some sweet adventures every month, as well as help support this guy out. And I am in the process of finishing up the final touches on December's adventure because I got a little caught up in the holidays, but it'll be out there shortly. It is actually going to be an adventure that we've never run on the channel officially before. It is the New Gear's Day special.
Yes. New Gear's Day.
Yeah, I love New Gear's Day. It's a great holiday for tinkerers and friends.
The other crossover.
And the other crossover is going to be this Thursday, where Santar is going to be picking up our dear friends Ghost, Calum, Blake, and then also Wolf. So
just from his body.
Dead.
From the dead. It'll be fun. It'll be fun.
Just plops on the ground in front of Santar's feet.
Yeah, so come and join us on that day, on the Thursday. It'll be fun. But until then, we're gonna do some sign off. So RJ, where can we find you? What do you do?
Oh, hi. I'm RJ here on the channel, or you can find me on Twitter and Twitch at RJustice282, or on the Monday game as Calum, or starting Saturday, January 26th on Pro Restarter's channel for Monster of the Week.
Yeah, I'm excited about that. I want more content that all my friends are in, so that way I can spend my free time listening to my friends play the same game that we usually play together.
Oh, it's gonna be fun. I'm trying something different.
Yeah. And then Greybeard, where can we find you? What do you do?
I'm Greybeard of Greybeards Tavern. You can find me here on Tuesday nights being KRONK Gorblatz, or Sunday mornings I do Darkest Dungeon with lots of props, and we have a good time. 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time till noon, and if we're hanging out and having fun, it usually goes later than that.
Yeah. All right. And LB, where can we find you? What do you do?
I'm hitting wrong buttons. Hi, I'm LB. You can find me on the Twitters. One of my resolutions is to tweet more. It's not going to be a lot, but it's more than I currently do. So you can also find me on Monday nights as Gwen, the halfling barbarian, who's a feisty mofo. And then I have 2 announcements. Starting on the 25th of January, I will be with Pro Restarter at 8 p.m. Playing a Birthright campaign. And I'm going to be playing a very different character to all the other characters that I have currently. And then starting on not this Sunday, but the next Sunday, I want to say the 13th, I'll be on Encounter Roleplays channel, playing in a Fates game where we're all teenagers in high school, and I'm going to be playing the well, I can give you guys, I'll tell you. I'm playing the nerdy book nerd, uncomfortable, awkward girl, so that'll be fun too.
I could give you tips.
Me too.
No, I am not going around that way. I'm not, I got
Not
it.
going full Dylan? That's
Not
okay.
going full Dylan.
You never go full Dylan.
Oh, dude, Dylan is amazing.
Oh my god. And Barry, where can we find you? Don't worry, Steven. You can find me at twitter.com/damnitbarry. Also, I stream sometimes. Wow, Barry, thanks. That was a great.
2 weeks ago, I streamed dinosaurs, and they were right crikey, mate.
Oh my god, he's gonna kill you.
Yes.
If he ever sees this, does he watch them?
He does. We love you, Barry. He might even be listening still. But we are going to end the stream there. So I wanted to say thank you to everybody who decided to come by and show your support even after we've been gone from our regular scheduled broadcasting for so long. I'm glad that we got to get back to it. But we are going to go. We're going to get some beverages, come back. We're going to do an after show, which you also get access to through the Patreon. So come back. We're going to do the after show. It's going to be great. And we will see you guys shortly. All right, everybody. Bye-bye.